What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul, this is the Leeds Therapy, and this is my instant reaction to Norwich City 0, Leeds United 0 in the first leg of the Championship playoffs. So, how are we all feeling? I think we were all shocked with the 4-3-3 formations that started up. I don't think anybody expected that one to happen. The first half, I don't think was anything special to write home about. Should have had a penalty in the first half, but the referee bottled it. I thought the referee was appalling throughout the entire game. First half, it just very nervy. I think it was quite clear that both sides were very understanding of the fact that they were in a playoff game, and it was a tough watch the first half, very, very much so. I thought people were making mistakes, people weren't getting on the ball enough, we were moving it too slow, which might have a little bit to do with the new formation that they were being asked to play. Like I said, it was a big risk by far to do it, but here we are. Then second half came up, and we played much better in the second half in terms of controlling the game, in my opinion, from what I watched. Kamara wasn't very good in the first half, but was much better in the second half, way more influential in the second half. Rutter, unfortunately, I think had a very, very poor game. I don't know what's wrong with him at the moment, if it's a confidence thing. I can't work my brain out in terms of how it is. Somerville was all right, not brilliant. I can understand why he was substituted. Dan James did good when he came on, chased down the keeper, nearly made something out of it. Firpo had a decent game. The defence was good overall. Bearing in mind that Norwich haven't lost at home, I think, since the 5th of November. Gruev was a bit annoying in the fact that he would lose the ball a little bit too much or overplay it, which put us into trouble a little bit. But I think we did a very, very good job of keeping Sarah quiet. Very, very good job of keeping Sarah quiet and Sainz quiet as well, which I think the fairest way of saying it is that we cancelled each other out. That's probably the best way of saying it. We definitely bossed the second half, but just without creating anything. And what it does is that it sets up a really, really interesting tie at Ellen Road, and it's a one-shot deal. That's it. It's a one-shot deal. I hope it doesn't go to. I really don't want it to go to penalties. I just want us to get it done and out of the way. I think as the game wore on and got sort of slightly more time into it, we looked a little bit better in the 4-3-3 formation. I thought Anthony looked good when he came on as well. It was forward thinking, tried to, press the issue a little bit. Corners, free kicks, I'm not going to talk about them because we're shit from set pieces. That's, it's just a given. It's the way that we are. You can't do anything about that. That just is what it is, and we have to get used to it now. We are crap from set pieces. I would almost be tempted to, and I mean this with all of the love and affection in the world, I would almost be tempted to not play Rutter in the second game. Just because he didn't look on it very much today. And it's a shame because he's such an important player, but there's just something not quite clicking with him. For me, and again, it's just a personal opinion. I said in my last video, I would take a draw now, and I take the draw and we move onto the home game. It should be advantage us, but we know what our home support can be like if we feel like it's a bit nervous, etc., so on and so forth. All of that kind of stuff, we know how we can be, and we don't want it to be that way. Melier was a little bit suspect as well, just with his kicking and just slow moving. Rodon was not, well, both actually, Ampadu and Rodon were shouting at him a lot to move, just to play the ball a little bit better or to be a bit closer up when taking the ball. And Ampadu and Rodon again were shouting at the midfield, we need options. And that was the thing that we were struggling with, was the option side of stuff. I think if we play the same formation at home, I think it works better for us. But there is a question about, do you start Perot? Do you start Joseph up top? And in the number 10 role, I thought Gray was all right. He was a little bit anonymous in the first half, but he came more into it in the second half. I'm not sure what was said at half time, but just that overall midfield three seemed to be working a lot better in the second half. Nonto, petulant as ever, stupid, silly move to clap the referee. You're going to get booked. You can't do a lot with that. It's just, it's one of those things. it just really, really sets it up for the next game. And I don't know how I feel about it. I feel mildly nervous, worried. I don't know what's the right thing to say. But overall, I don't think it was bad. Clearly, it's two teams not wanting to make mistakes. I'm just glad that we didn't concede any silly goals. The defence looked like our defence again, a solid defence. I'm mildly confident for the second half, which is obviously our game at Ellen Road, and to see how that one will pan itself out this week. I just hope we do it. I really hope we do it. I want us to get to Wembley. It'd be cool if we could do that. But overall, I'm 70% satisfied. It's weird with these playoff games where people expect it to be, blood and thunder and people doing and us absolutely rolling teams over. That's not the way that this goes. It doesn't work that way. It isn't that way. Yes, we should be beating them, and statistically our team is better than Norwich's, but again, you have to remember the things. They haven't lost at home since the 5th of November. They had a bit of a mad push towards the end of the season. We've just got to do the right things on the home game. And I'll do a preview of that one before we start. But one of the key things I think both Ampadu and Rodon did was that they kept Sargent very, very quiet. I mean, he was almost, bar his one-headed chance in the first half, he was pretty much non-existent. And they had one chance in the second half, which, by the way, even though it wasn't flagged for, was legitimately 5 yards offside. I thought the ref was shocking as well. The free kicks that he was giving was so soft. It was you literally just had to breathe on a Norwich player and he would give a free kick. It was dumb. But I've talked about the standard of refereeing in this league umpteen times this season, and that it never changes. But overall, I'm mildly satisfied. Fair play to Farker for changing it up completely. I think it worked. We were just lacking that final finish overall. It's just one of those things. We move into the next game and we've just got to do it. I want us to do it in normal time. I don't want it done in extra time. I don't want it done in penalties. I just want it done in normal time. That's it. That's going to do it for this one. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. And instant reaction. Never done one of these before. I'm sweating my backside off. We will see you on the next one. Take care of each other. Cheers. Don't know what this meant. What the hell was that? Don't know what that meant. Sorry. Take care of each other. Goodbye.